saying goes, what happens in California doesn't stay in California. It's why politics are so important in that state. It is a testing ground for the far left and its anti-freedom principles. But there are signs, folks, that California is changing. Not earth-shattering changes, right? But there are changes afoot in California. The oppressive, now recalled Governor Gavin Newsom gave Republicans new life in that state. His tyrannical lockdowns, mandates, restrictions turned out to be an eye-opening wake-up call. And now, Republicans have a chance to win back the governor's mansion in Sacramento. Californians are fed up with government intervention now. Enter Caitlyn Jenner, the transgender gold medalist reality TV star who is running for governor. What do we know about him, her? Well, bits and pieces.
I don't think my views have changed politically since transitioning. You know, we're talking about the economy. We're talking about our country surviving. We're talking about an economic system that can prosper. Just because I'm a woman now doesn't make me all of a sudden liberal.
It was easy to come out as trans. It was harder to come out as a Republican.
There's a lot of wacko people in the world. And that's why I think I should have a gun in the house to protect myself and my family.
I believe in little things like the Constitution and freedom and, you know, I believe in minimal government.
All right, so we've got to see, right, as time goes by. I don't know if she's a real conservative or not. So Jenner voted for Trump, but not the biggest Trump supporter out there. Known for bashing the establishment GOP, seems to be pro-Second Amendment here and a supporter of the Constitution and small government. That's not for nothing in California. There are still more questions to be asked, though. But right now, what we do know about Jenner is this. Jenner does have some of former President Trump's top campaign advisors on board, including Brad Parscale on her side, who I am sure is behind this new ad for Jenner.
The American dream grew up here. Yet career politicians and their policies have destroyed that dream. California needs a disruptor, a compassionate disruptor. It's time to reopen our schools, reopen our businesses, reopen the Golden Gates. So I don't care if you're a Republican, Democrat, I'm running to be governor for all Californians.
So Jenner may be a bizarre candidate for Republicans, but I can tell you this. Jenner's message is spot on. It is about individual rights and freedom. That is what is under assault in California and really across the country. So here is the dilemma for conservatives. Do you support someone who made a decision you morally disagree with, right? A lot of Republicans will be asking this question. I actually think there are serious concerns here, maybe even mental issues surrounding a man who wants to transform into a woman. I personally don't get it, but to each his own, right? But because of all that, I know a lot of conservatives I respect that are appalled at Jenner running as a Republican. I take a slightly different approach here. First and foremost, can Jenner win? The reality is, in wacky California, Jenner might be the only Republican candidate that can win. Next becomes Jenner's policy positions. As of yet, Jenner is unpressed. Now, I have requested interviews with Jenner. So far, those interviews have been declined. That's a concern for me because Team Jenner knows that we here at Stinchfield are going to ask questions that put candidates claiming to be conservatives to the test. We did just get this, though, about transgender men competing in women's sports from Jenner on TMZ.
This is a question of fairness. That's why I oppose biological boys who are trans competing in girl sports in school. It just isn't fair.
All right, that is a very, very good sign. And Jenner, truthfully, may be the most qualified person in America to comment on that issue. But I want you to remember, through all of this, when you're deciding who to vote for, when it comes down to that, Democrats play to win, folks, at all costs. Morals, values, be damned when it comes to the Democrats. If we as Republicans take a moral high ground against the only Republican candidate that may be able to win the governorship in California, we essentially will hand the Democrats a victory. We have far too many one-issue voters in our party. If a key member of President Trump's team is willing to fight for Jenner, if evangelicals were able to get behind President Trump, who clearly was no choir boy as a young man, maybe, just maybe, they can ignore the fact that Jenner fails the religious purity test here, so long as Jenner supports the other core Republican values, free markets and limited government, Second Amendment issues too. So here is my message to Jenner, if you want all of us on board, and I'm still totally undecided on this. Come out strong on religious liberty. Let us know you will not attack religion. Make it clear you will not relentlessly push LGBTQ, alphabet soup propaganda, and spell out your policy positions on issues California conservatives care about. Because right now, Caitlyn Jenner is a real viable choice for California governor, whether you like it or not. And the bottom line is, I'd rather have Republican Bruce Caitlyn Jenner than Democrat Gavin Lockdown Newsom.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.